Hi, Terry here again. This morning I'm thinking about convention, or living conventionally, needing to fit in and how important that is. It occurred to me that growing up, my younger years, childhood years, I grew up in a small Dutch Reformed community where in order to fit in, you had to be pretty conventional. I would say very conventional. Certain things were acceptable, certain things were not acceptable, certain beliefs were okay, not okay, looking a certain way, behaving a certain way. There were all these rules. I remember once I asked my dad, why is this rule in place? And he actually smiled and said to me, nobody really knows why. It's just what's expected. So it's what we do here. So growing up, being conventional, fitting in was very, very important in a small community. Then later on, especially once I hit college, it was actually important for me to be unconventional. It was an egoic thing to be noticed, to make a statement, to set myself apart. I became unconventional. Very long, scruffy hair and big, bulky beard kind of thing in a school that was not the convention. And quite open about being an atheist in a church-related school. So becoming unconventional was important to me, to be noticed. I somehow found a fit with other misfits, or found my identity in misfitting. And then entering career as a pastor and a teacher, convention became important. In order for me to fulfill my job, I needed to fit in with the expectations, at least substantially, with different churches. And I served churches in Michigan and Southern Cal, and the conventions were different. So I needed to watch people watch me. I needed to get some feedback and see what worked so I could fit in enough to have influence. And it became part of my life, not only mandated in order to do my job, but also became important to me. How do I fit into this role? How do I fit into this congregation? How do I fit with friends and community in that context? So I lived a mostly conventional life most of the time up until my mid-upper 50s. Important to fit in, except for those 4 years during college where I actually rebelled against it and then the pendulum swung back into it again. And it's refreshing for me to be at a stage of life where fitting in is not as important to me. Nor is it important to me to not fit in. I don't need to offend somebody by being different from others, but I also am aware, much more aware than I was before, when there are some boundaries that are being set on me and my behavior and my thinking and my values and my beliefs and my perspectives on things, that I don't need to conform to them like I did before. So I've lived the conventional life, I've lived the anti-conventional life, swung back into the conventional life, and now I'm in what I call a trans-conventional life, on the other side, beyond, an expanded form of it that I can fit in when it makes sense. Like I said, I don't need to offend somebody or set myself apart by just being peculiar and different. But at the same time, I don't have that driving need to fit in. And for some people, they don't quite know what to make of me when I don't say things that are fully expected of a retired pastor, let's say, where I don't say things or behave in a way that completely fits with the context of the community. When people ask me, what church do you attend? And I have to say, we really don't have a home church. or we're not looking for one right now, that doesn't fit. That doesn't mean we're anti-church, we're anti-joining, we're anti-participating. Just that is not the driving purpose of things anymore. And I wonder where you are in your life. How important is it for you to conform to a certain way, to certain values, perspectives, beliefs, behaviors, the way you dress, the way you act, the way you spend your time and money? How important is it at this stage, whatever stage of life you are in, to fit in? And maybe think about it a little bit, if that still fits who you are and the stage of life that you're in. So convention, just kind of thinking about it, where I've come from, where I am, and if I feel comfortable where I am right now. Talk to you next time.